and welcome, Lynx here, and today we are going to check out what's happening after Hazel's big tournament and her public confession and her falling into the water and so on. So let's check it out. The next day. Achievement unlocked, TLC.
Oh dear me, that was quite a sneeze. Are you alright, Hazel dear?
She'd be fine if she hadn't decided to take a dip in the fountain. I sigh, while massaging my temple with my fingertips. I did think last night, after Hazel's sojourn in the fountain, that this might happen, despite her protests to the contrary. Hazel reassured me that idiots don't catch colds, which is pretty popular aphorism, but Hazel isn't as stupid as she lets on. She's pretty cunning, in actual fact, and she's good at reading her opponents when she plays tennis. She wasn't smart enough, however, to predict that she would, after getting soaked, catch a cold. I could say, "I told you so," but be a bit of a jerk move, especially when Hazel looks so shamefaced. I guess I let her off the hook, although you should be more careful. You might be a succubus, but you're not immune from getting sick. Hazel giggles coyly while pressing the tips of her fingers together.
Now you sound young like you mean. Is that a bad thing? Not really, I guess. Just kind of funny, so I didn't know you were so maternal, Hiroki, or that you cared so much. Of course I care about you. You are important to me. Important, huh?
Hazel dips her head, her face flushing, which is rare for her. She doesn't often blush. I thought Hazel was immune to shame, given her fondness for going commando, but maybe not. I guess you must. You just need to strike at the correct chords, and you know, it worked now. That or her face was flushed already, owing to her fever. Maybe it's a bit of a column A and a bit of column B. Hazel isn't so unwell, she can sit up in a bed, but she looks worse for wear. She doesn't even have the energy to assume her human form, so she's clad in the attire of a succubus right now. Her horns are protruding from her scalp and her tail is switching against the sheets. Hiroki meanwhile is kneeling behind Hazel on the bed, while wiping her back down with a sponge. Since Hazel's sick, she's a little sweaty. Her toned skin, a lot of which is on display, is damp and slick. Her hair, freed from its usual ponytail, hanging loosely about her shoulders. That's interesting that when you get sick as a succubus, you might not be able to keep your, I guess, human form. Interesting. She looks more girlish, somehow than usual, and less energetic, more vulnerable maybe. It's quite sweet, in a way, at least it would be if I wasn't so worried about her.
You are quite the charmer, Hiroki. You really know how to make a girl's heart flutter.
Well, thanks. I'm not trying to woo you for not while we're sick, I'm just being honest. I really do care for you, and I don't like to see you so run down.
You don't?
No, I prefer your energetic self.
Well, I'll be.
Hazel giggles.
I thought you might be into the whole delicate shtick. I know some guys, some girls too, think I'm too much of a handful. They say I'm hard to deal with. Even Hiroki got on my case from time to time, and she was crazy about me. Didn't it bug you too? When I asked you to go jogging with me super early in the morning?
It bothered me a bit, yeah.
Ha! I knew it!
But seeing you having fun made me happy. In a self-defeating kind of way, I guess. It's so rare to see you laid up in bed. It's kind of alarming, even if the peace and quiet might be appreciated from time to time. I'd never be happy at you being killful. That's why I want you to hurry up and get better.
And she shall. If she listens to me and gets plenty of rest. Now,
Would you lift your arms up, Hazel dear, so I can sponge them down?
Right. Sure thing, mommy.
Mommy. Hifumi smiles amused. I'm sure how to feel about that. I'm hardly old enough to be your mother, Hazel. Though I suppose I do enjoy doting upon you. It is rather diverting.
Well, I'm glad you're having fun, even if it is at my expense.
Oh, you know me. I like to be of service. I know, that's why I asked you to look after Hazel, rather than Marina.
Marina.
Hazel shivers.
I find her hard to deal with as this, let alone when I'm coughing. I'm more than happy to keep my distance from her.
I doubt she would want to risk catching your germs either.
Good point. She's like such a neat freak. The inside of her apartment so pristine, it kind of scares me.
Dear me. Hifumi tuts while continuing to wipe down the sweat from Hazel's flustered skin. Perhaps you ought to talk less, dear. You will only make yourself cough. Once I finish wiping you, would you like to take a nap? I think you could use some sleep.
That might be a good idea, actually. I wouldn't want to tax myself that only make you and Hiroki worry. You're both such foospots.
We only foos because we care. Indeed, I'm just glad you only caught a common cold. It's been so frigid lately. It's a good thing you didn't get pneumonia.
I guess I got lucky.
And now he's back to coughing. Her shoulders convulse from the strain of it, and her face looks pretty flustered. You poor thing. Hifumi sighs. Just try to take it easy. Know that, as long as I'm here, you'll be in safe hands. I would never let one of my cute Succubus siblings get hurt. And I don't want to see you get hurt either, which means from now on, there will be no more diving to fountains. Am I making myself plain?
I get it.
Hazel smiles abashed.
I'll be on my best behavior from now on, so don't worry. And
Hazel looks between Hifumi and I while toying with a strand of her hair and then says,
thanks for looking out for me, even if I'm a dummy. I really do appreciate it. You're the best spouse a girl could have.
Time passes, and in a few scant days, Hazel makes a full recovery. Yes! She was coughing a lot, but she looks just fine now, as upbeat and energetic as ever before. I guess Succubus are made of strong stuff. As days go by almost in a blur, my penultimate day in... Penultimate, maybe, whatever. Day in Astoria eventually arrives. With my inevitable return to Japan finally looming on the horizon, Stefania decides to set her plans in motion, namely her televised karate competition with Hifumi. Elizabeth spends the day preparing the parlor in anticipation of the camera crew who will be arriving. She dusts and polishes mops and waxes, and in short, does all she can to ensure every single surface is sparkling. Once the parlor has been prepared, the karate cards for Stefania and Hifumi's ultimate showdown are arranged to sew up on the carpet. The camera crew arrive at around 18:30 to film the proceedings. When they arrive, Hifumi and Stefania have already taken their positions in the parlor, both facing the other from across their respective play areas. Hifumi is attire as per usual in her elegant kimono. Her dark, straight hair cascades about her shoulders like a waterfall, and upon her face is painted a small tranquil smile. Stefania for her part looks similarly well groomed. She's attired in the dark blue gown she often wears while gadding about the palace, her blonde hair fixed back into two loose ponytails. Stefania's green eyes are bright and alert, and when the camera crew arrive, she turns to greet them too.
Thank you very much, everybody, for agreeing to this whim of mine. Are the cameras rolling?
They are now, Your Majesty. We wouldn't want to miss a single second of your performance.
Splendid!
I hope she loses. Stefania beams, then addresses the faceless. Was it rude of me to say? I don't care. Dude, I want Hifumi to win, obviously. Come on. Let's face it. Her gaze trained, unflinchingly upon the staring lens of the camera.
Greetings, people of Astoria. I'm Stefania Sofia Marzibel of Astoria, your humble princess. Final this awfully short notice. I hope you delight in watching my karate competition with the reigning queen, Yamamoto Hifumi. Miss Yamamoto has come all the way from Japan to play against me. She's a very busy woman, but she was considerate enough to set aside a good deal of time for my sake, and for that I can only thank her.
Oh, don't mention it. That was a terrible voice right now. Oh, don't mention it. I'm happy to be here. As Hifumi waves at the camera. Hello, citizens of Astoria. Like Stefania said, I hope you enjoy the spectacle. A princess for Stefania may be. I'll do my best to emerge the victor regardless. I do not intend to go easy on her. I take karate very seriously indeed. If you watch on, you might just see sparks fly.
Well, that should go without saying. Both of us are going to do our best. I've not spent the last weeks training under your tutelage, mistress, for you to throw in the towel for the sake of my reputation. I want you to come at me with everything you have.
That was indeed the plan. To face you with nothing but the most seriousness would be an insult to your good name.
I concur.
Agreeing, Stefania looks back at the camera.
I realize karate sells no sport in this land, but I hope I will be able to publicize it. It is a dear pastime of mine, steeped in rich Japanese culture, and it is elegant while being competitive. I'm still a novice in the art, but my mistress, Miss Yamamoto, is a seasoned professional.
Honestly, if Wing Cloud pulls something like, "Ooh, Stefania wins," I'll be annoyed.
I'm sure if you observe her graceful form, you will grow to fall in love with karate as I have. If you could garner just a bit of appreciation for this sport, I will consider today's competition a victory regardless of whether I win or not. There is nothing I want more than to spread my love of Japan and its customs across my country.
Well said. Japanese culture is truly charming. I'm beginning to feel rather patriotic. You and me, both. Hifumi. Stefania's interest in our national pastimes is charming, to say the least. Fight has still called karate a huge point of cultural interest. It's a uniquely Japanese sport, yeah, but it's not widely played. Even if it's country of origin, it's pretty niche. Most kids nowadays don't have an interest in slapping cards around. They rather play phone games. Phone games? Who the hell plays phone games? As for me, meanwhile, I'd rather play phone games too. No, I don't play phone games. Let's say I think I'm starting to see Karuta's appeal. I think that's a good answer. I do believe this is what we should answer. Even if I don't know much about it at all, but you know. Why wouldn't I say that, right? It isn't something I've ever taken much interest in before, but if Stefania likes it, then I'm willing to learn more about it. The fuck is that line? I don't like this line. No, we are rearranging it into a proper line. It isn't something I've ever taken much interest in before, but if Hifumi likes it, then I'm willing to learn more about it. Certainly, it's a very refined pastime.
Of course, I did not stage this contest solely to champion the Japanese card game. When I play karate, I so to win.
Stefania stops fingering Hifumi's direction and then cries.
As much as I respect you, mistress, I will do my very best to oust you from your position. I may to be the queen of karate one day myself. As such, I cannot afford to hold back.
Ah, goodness me. How fiery. I almost feel like cheering you on myself. I know how very enthusiastic you are. This should be a lot of fun.
I'm certain it will be. How could it not when I will be facing you? Now let's begin.
Honestly, I'll be annoyed if they pull something like Stefania wins. She shouldn't. And so, a fierce competition soon unfolds between both these women before the ever-watchful eye of an impartial camera lens. They face one another as a master and her disciple. Hifumi the clear superior, Stefania the plucky young challenger. Elizabeth reads out the cards, which the pair scrambles split seconds after she's able to announce the first few syllables. Hifumi's motions are exceedingly elegant, as is to be expected. She moves with grace of a swan on the water, her long kimono sleeves fluttering behind her. Stefania meanwhile is much clumsier. She scatters cards when she moves and commits a handful of faults, which puts her at a significant disadvantage. Still, for she doesn't falter despite the gulf which goes between her and Hifumi. Hifumi! Hifumi! She pays no attention at all to the cameras focused upon her. They don't even make her pause. Stefania needs to focus on her card to obey any outside distractions, any heat. At one point during their long, protracted game, she's able to score a series of consecutive points against Hifumi, but...
For I wouldn't hide... Hey!
Hifumi is able to take one card from Stefania's side of the field, then another and another. This series of losses shakes Stefania, and Hifumi is soon able to re-establish her dominance on the playfield. Yes! The minutes which pass by seem to do so in a blur. I've not really gotten the hype around Karuta. It's a hopelessly slow-paced sort of sport. And I've never been too enamored with classical poetry, but I feel myself getting sucked into the match regardless. The atmosphere in the parlor is so dense it feels almost electric. The air seems to crack with adrenaline. I wonder what the viewers back home are thinking of this spectacle. Karuta might seem an indestructible sport to those who don't care for classic Japanese poetry, but at its heart it's a raw battle of wills between its competitors. I feel like I finally understood the appeal of the game after all these years. This is why people continue to play Karuta, despite it being such an old sport. There's a certain thrill to it, that it's comparable to chess or shogi, but it... Right, because those are so exciting for sure. But it feels even more intense, maybe because the competitors have to physically lunge forwards to seize the cards. The game is based around memory, precision and just a bit of luck. Those with the fast reflexes are favored, but they aren't guaranteed to win. To be good at competitive Karuta, one has to put in a huge amount of work. I mean, you have to put a huge amount of work in anything you want to be competitive at, so yeah. As the match unfolds, I find myself rooting inevitably for... Dude, easy fucking question, Hifumi. Come on. Hifumi, of course, who else? God damn it. What a stupid question. Hifumi is the reigning queen of Karuta for a reason. The amount of work she's dedicated to this sport can't be overstated. Her every movement is graceful, her attacks quick, sharp and refined. She looks so beautiful, attired in the traditional kimono of hers that she's captured my heart. I do appreciate how hard Stefania... No, I don't. Stefania has toiled to become as good as she is. No, I don't. Both Hifumi and Stefania have labored for many hours to reach this point, but alas...
Although in deep distress...
Sorry.
Although in deep distress... Huh! For a swift stream... Yeah! We pledged our vows. Here!
As with most games of this ilk, there can only be one victor, and in the end...
No way!
Yes way! Stefania stares down on the floor, utterly defeated. Yes! Yes! Hifumi! Hifumi! Her shoulders shake and her pale eyelashes tremble. Hifumi takes taken such an overwhelming lead, there can be no coming back for Stefania. There are still 3 cards left on the field, but securing all of these wouldn't be enough for Stefania to best her. Her loss is immediately apparent, even to a guy with a little knowledge about Karuta as me. Continuing would be pointless. Hifumi has emerged the victor. Yes. I wonder how Stefania will take this. It was her idea to stage this competition and to broadcast it across Astoria. Her pride must be smarting because of it. She's the representative of Karuta in Astoria. I wouldn't be at all surprised if she's the most accomplished player in the whole country, but she's still lost. Now, her defeat has been broadcasted for thousands of people to see. This isn't the first time Stefania's lost against Hifumi either. This marks her second defeat, despite, I mean technically like 100th probably, given that I doubt she won in any of the practices. Just wanted to point this out. Despite her lofty proclamations, yeah. Stefania poured a huge amount of energy into perfecting her craft, but she was still bested. Yes! I bet she must be experiencing a myriad of emotions right now. I've half a mind to approach her and console her, but no I don't!
No I don't! I want to approach the winner! That was... really amazing!
With eyed eyes, Stefania raises her head and affixes Humi with a bright grin. She isn't whimpering as I feared she might, and her green eyes are quite devoid of tears. Instead, Stefania looks simply blissfully happy, so much so I feel purified upon regarding her. Stefania's made of sterner stuff than I thought. She isn't the sort of to burst in tears over a loss like this.
I don't know about that.
She is far too strong.
I don't know about that. You're a wonderful mistress. The way you smacked the cards was so forceful, yet so elegant. It was almost as though we were engaged in a sword fight.
Sword fight, is it? He firmly giggles.
That sounds a touch too violent for my tastes. I like karate because it's a peaceful sport, but appreciate the compliment. I do not like to waste my movements while play. Each shift of the body, no matter how subtle, must be considered when one reaches for the cards. It can spell the difference between victory and defeat. Yeah, understand it now. A few split seconds are all it takes for your opponent to best you. In the future, I shall not let my guard down. While I could not defeat you this time, I think I made some progress. I did not lose by quite so large a margin as I have in our previous games. I think I'm improving.
Indeed you are. You have shown much promise, my dear Stefania. I couldn't be prouder of you.
Thank you for being so kind, mistress. But tell us.
Stefania sighs.
I fear I have a lot to learn. It is frustrating, I'll admit, to flag behind you so, but knowing how talented you are gives me a goal to work towards.
The hell are you talking about? What talented? Dude, she worked hard to be there.
I'm sure if I continue hard, I'll one day be able to surpass you.
Hopefully not.
That is my dream and I won't let go of it. Prepare yourself, mistress. This won't be last we'll see of me.
So I guess we'll be seeing her too. I want Elizabeth, man.
I shall be waiting. You are very dear to me, Stefania, and I shall always be ready to challenge you, should you want me to. Now, come here.
Hifumi opens her arms wide, then folds Stefania gently to her bosom.
I had a lot of fun playing against you. Did you truly? I know I've been imposing upon you horribly in the last fortnight. I wouldn't be surprised if you've grown tired of me.
I did. Okay, I didn't. That's not true. But, I would still definitely prefer the option to go after Elizabeth than, Stefania.
She's not my type, damn it. Hardly.
He even pets the top of Stefania's blonde head reassuringly.
It was an honor, really, to be invited to your palace. You rather spoiled me, Stefania, with your hospitality. You have been a kind, gracious hostess, and I enjoyed my time here immensely. While I must return to Japan tomorrow, I would have no qualms in visiting you again, provided of course you wouldn't mind that. No, of course I wouldn't. I'd love to see you again, mistress. Playing cards with you has been one of the most incredible experiences of my life. I'm glad to hear it. You certainly know how to flatter a woman. You are an eager pupil who is keen to learn. Teaching has been rewarding for me too. Why, through our many games, I was even able to perfect some of my own techniques. You have pushed me like nobody else has.
You're right.
You are a formidable foe, and I'm sure in time you'll be able to best me.
No. We can't allow that.
There is no opponent I would like to be defeated by more than you, my dear Stefania. Don't say things like that. If anybody's worth being the queen of karate world, you are.
No, I'm not buying that.
You are full of passion, vitality, and determination, and it really is impossible not to adore you.
Wanna bet? You have one person right here recording this video. I don't really adore her. She's okay, cute, likable, but yeah. I found myself pondering Hifumi's words as an impartial observer to Hifumi and Stefania's embrace. I wonder how exactly feel about Stefania. Do I adore her? Yes, I do. I like her, but would I go that far? Exactly. Thank you for that option. I certainly like Stefania, it's true, but adoring somebody is much stronger feeling than mere liking. I think it's still too soon to come to a conclusion on that front. I adore Elizabeth though. Where is that option? Still.
Oh, mistress, you are too kind to me. Nonsense. I'm only as kind as you deserve, my dear Stefania. Why, your hair's so soft, it was practically made for petting. Ooh. Ah, mistress, you keep stroking my head, my hair will get messy. I don't want people to see this. This is embarrassing.
Stefania is cute, that I can't deny, for, you know, we have cuter already in our harem, so... She's so cute, I'm afraid I'm going to a septic shock. No, not that cute, sorry. It should be illegal for one girl to be this adorable. Nah. I mean, Cosmos wins, like, by thousands of miles. Io is also cuter and more adorable, to be honest. Hazel as well, to be fair. I think with the other girls, you would not use the word cute, even for they are, obviously, but with them you would use the word beautiful, pretty much. Anyway, later that night.
Today was quite tiring.
Hifumi sighs while sitting up on the edge of the bed, my bed. After her undisputed victory in her Karota match against Stefania, she asked whether she could retreat to my bedchamber, so we could spend some quality time together. And so I said, yes, you can.
I've been so busy schooling, Stefania. I've scarcely had the time to speak to you, just the two of us. I hope you do not consider this an imposition upon your time, but I was wondering whether you would care to indulge me in my selfish wish. Given I was a victor in today's tournament, I would appreciate some manner of reward.
Yeah? That was the request Hifumi made of me earlier, a request I was only too happy to fulfill. Now the pair of us are together in my bedroom, just the two of us as Hifumi so ardently desired. Hifumi sitting upon my bed as she is framed by the moonlight. It glimmers in her long hair, black as ink, so it shimmers. Inclining her head towards me, Hifumi says,
Hiroki, darling.
Yes. What is it, Hifumi?
It might be unseemly for me to ask for a further reward when you have already been good enough to permit me entrance to your best chamber, but if you would not mind too terribly, would you care to kiss me? I feel tired at the present, but your caress ought to help invigorate my spirits.
I could say the same thing about myself. I shuffle closer to Hifumi, then take her hand in mine. Giving her fingers a comforting squeeze, I say, I thought you'd never ask.
You were waiting for me to demand a kiss from you before acting?
Hifumi's brow furrows.
My, but that is very cruel of you. You ought to know, Hiroki, that women prefer it when men take the lead. It is embarrassing for me to make such demands upon you, particularly where your affection is concerned. I wouldn't wish to come across as a desperate woman.
Maybe not, but some guys like it when a woman takes the initiative. That's true, actually. I feel like it's nice when it works both ways. You know? I know it's not how things are done in a traditional sense, but who cares about tradition? We are living in the 21st century now.
So you say, but you ought to be more aware of whom it is you are addressing. One need only observe my mode of dress and my manner of speech to know that I'm a traditional woman in all aspects.
You're traditional in most aspects, I agree. Hifumi's fondness for Karta, which is a very old-fashioned game, further adds to her antiquated charms. But don't think I don't know what's up, Hifumi. As blunt and delicate as you like to act, I know the truth. You're actually a succubus. You're no stranger at all when it comes to intoxicating men or ensnaring them. Why, when we met back at the ryokan, you were doing your level best to seduce me. I had forgotten how you let me walk on you in the springs while we were naked.
You remember that?
Of course. It made a pretty big impression. two pretty big impressions, I should say, given how calmly Hifumi's body is. Even her kimono, her assets are pronounced, given they swell out from beneath the fabric which covers her.
My.
Hifumi giggles.
Did you like it when I acted aggressive then?
I might have, yeah.
Would you like me to do it more?
I wouldn't be opposed to the idea.
Very well then, rather than asking you for kisses in the future, as a dutiful housewife, I shall take them by force, provided we are alone together, of course. I would not wish to cause a scandal in public.
I think you've done enough of that already.
But as we are not in public right now, I shall rightfully take what is mine. As a victor, I have every right to claim my reward, and I believe I shall claim you. Now come here, darling, and surrender to my caresses. No matter what I might look like, I am a succubus. And when I have set my eyes upon a target, I shan't let them escape from me. I want you, so I shall have you. You have no say in the matter at all. Ooh.
Hell yeah. Dude, I know I loved Cosmos for all the previous games, but holy crap. I'm thinking maybe Hifumi is my favorite in the end. It's so tough to decide. Or maybe we'll take the first spot together. Anyway, and so it is. With a musical giggle that Hifumi leans in, she pressed my lips to my own... Wait, what? She pressed my lips to my own. What? That's a blunder in the text. She presses her lips to my own to claim them, her mouth wet and wanting. I sigh against the kiss, then pull Hifumi's body more closely against mine. I rest one hand against the back of her head. My fingers played through her inky hair, while my other hand rests against the small of her back. Hifumi's common slips from about her shoulders when I shift her, and her chest press against me more firmly than ever before. I can feel her softness even through the fabric of my clothes. She feels amazing and smells amazing too. Which sounds she's making me well as she kisses me. You will not hear, okay? There it is. The usual mention of saliva, as usual. As always in Wing Cloud games. If there is not a mention of saliva in the text, it's not a Wing Cloud game. Okay, so moments during the kiss, her face is flushed, and as mild-mannered as Hifumi might appear, I know she has a not-so-secret wild side. She can be pretty pushy when she wants something, but I think her unbridled passion makes her even more appealing. I love both sides of Hifumi. It feels like it's been a long time since I last was able to indulge my feelings for her. Now I've been afforded the opportunity. I don't want her to ever let her go. Yeah? Not until we're both fully satisfied. Yeah. She's great. Anyway, I know it will be a shorter episode, but I actually feel kinda like crap. And I want to get some more sleep today. So, I'll see you. Whoa. Even the yawn escaped. Barely any sleep, yes. We'll continue tomorrow. We'll see where this is all going. I wonder if there will be at least one thing where I could make a move on Elizabeth, because where is that option, for heaven's sake? I want to go after the mate, not some princess. Come on. Anywho, hope you don't mind that today it will be a shorter episode. I mean, I put out 2 lengthy one before that, so that's something. Anywho, If you enjoyed it, a like under the video will be appreciated. If not, it's fine. If you aren't subscribed yet, you can do that as well for free. If you feel I'm worthy of that, you can also say who you were cheering during the game. You better say Hifumi. You can also go to my socials, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch, where we occasionally stream on Fridays and Saturdays at night. Holy crap, I'll be yawning like crazy. I really need to get some sleep. So yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow in another episode of Sakura Succubus 6. Bye bye.